Thank you, Professor. Moving now to a different story, to another woman in a different context with the Rwanda genocide. It is an honor for me to have her here with me and to talk with Godeliève Mukasarasi because she was incredibly brave, and so I'm really happy to be here with her. So my first question is based on a word that we have repeated, that is reconciliation. Her story proves that reconciliation is important and it must pass through recognition of crimes and international justice. Can you tell us something about that? Can you tell us something about that and also about the journey that you have made with your husband? And thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. As you say, Rwanda reconciliation must necessarily pass through recognition of crimes and the culprits. As you said, this involved my husband, my children, and this is a reconciliation when we actually committed ourselves due to the conditions of oppression that we have experienced. And so this reconciliation is based on the search for truth, on the understanding of truth through dialogue, of course, but also it aims at giving an opportunity to achieve a reconciliation. And based on which the people who have experienced all these moments are preparing for that. And this can allow building unity. And all these are crucial points in this journey, as in Rwanda, this will lead to the obligation to recognize more crimes against humanity. And so we have started the process of reconciliation where people can get access to justice and they can be listened to. They, of course, were dehumanized. These people were dehumanized, and what we can actually do is to ask for forgiveness. And this is a justice, an idea of justice, which is central in this process of national reconciliation, considered as a crime. So my question is, how did you feel after the ruling, and what happened? After the ruling, as you said, this trial continued until 1998, and the ruling was given on the 10th of October with this sentence to life prison for the massacre that was perpetrated. And this also included the direct involvement of these murderers. And so the idea was recognized of committing a genocide. The court has also recognized the crime of genocide that was committed with the intent of destroying entirely or in part the ethnic group. And so that was used as a tool for intimidation, discrimination, sanction, and control, and also destruction of somebody, of a person. And concerning my feelings, nothing special, only a feeling of pain, remembering what happened. When prisoners were listened to and the witnesses have not always been treated in the right way, and there were some witnesses who also lived in extreme poverty. And sometimes these witnesses were included in they have been welcomed by a Canadian delegation. And in Rwanda, a new network of support was created. So I thought about repeated violations and violences, cases of violence to my family. They killed my daughter, Angelica, who was supposed to be a witness in the trial. So the Office of Witness Protection tried to silence me, and often children were used for this purpose. And I also thought about the other families where witnesses were killed. And those who have to judge those charged with genocide and of other serious violations of international rules and what was perpetrated in Rwanda. So those who are responsible for all these acts were covered by international projects and between the 1st of January and the 30th of December of 1994. Of course, people who are alive, the witnesses are important, but they have not always been treated, as I said, as they should have. And in some cases, they have been imprisoned in detention centers, whereas others were treated well in pleasant places. So this is another injustice. So the difference of the living condition between the witnesses and those who were charged, those who were accused. And also, security was not always ensured, and so many were killed in Rwanda. And many people had to undergo some humiliating actions. And so after the ruling, what can we say that has changed? Well, some cases of violence have been recognized. The intention, the intent of destroying a group with this is genocide. And assistance is given to the victims. And the government, the state, has ordered the private and public sector to contribute to repairs. After 20 years of exercise, this has been done through 19 million euros for women, for healthcare, for orphans and for children, and many houses were built. However, there's something specific in that. It is important, it is fundamental to consider the specific aspects when it comes to rapes, because it is estimated that for the genocide in Rwanda in 1994, between 250,000 and 500,000 women were raped. Many forced marriages took place without considering the uh, more comprehensive effects on children, the effects of sexual violence. They have all been clear. So this, of course, applies to the entire civil society. And of course, we need to help the victims of sexual violence. And of course, the the association has also tried to help women in Rwanda. What does Segota do? And can you maybe say what is the message? So what is the message for prevention? Segota's activities are concentrated, starting from that, on the creation of a society where dignity is important, where people, women and children, are treated as they should. And the goal is to promote activities of peace, reconciliation, and promotion of the human rights and the rights of men, women, and vulnerable kids, and to reach the goals of the process of reconciliation. Segota has some specific plans and action plans that are implemented in a very complex and timely manner. We have 4 pillars. We organize some forums where we try to involve actors and groups to deal with some topics including peace, conscience, reconciliation. And all these women can also attend some therapeutical pathways and reconciliation pathways and individual counseling projects. We also organize workshops and some journeys, some pathways for youngsters in camps with the possibility of following treatment and of course, organizing some activities involving everybody. And furthermore, other activities are carried out to try and give individual counseling opportunities to youngsters who can form some groups and can, for instance, follow small projects. Our approach is family focused. We organize some workshops with wives and husbands, the participants of the different forums, but also some couples, to try and teach about the role of both of them by combining women and men, and also to foster peace in family unions. And so we also organize some house visits. Every year we organize a special day which is called the festival, when we focus on the work with the children and other members of the family. And we also organize walks to stimulate resilience of kids and women. We also have other groups, other specific groups, some activities that we carry out among the communities, within the community. Local communities play a role in that, in collaboration with other actors. And so we mobilize and raise awareness of local authorities trying to organize some community level uh, projects, some nights for families, and some meetings. And therefore, for the prevention of genocide, what is the most important message? Well, the most important message, well, let me say, it's not only a message. First of all, we have a message, and the most important part is the obligation for governments and for the civil society to integrate people in the fight against genocide, because citizens, people, youngsters must contribute to preventing crimes against humanity in the future. And they must also strengthen the reflection on human values and the rights of humans. Besides the fight against crimes, so besides what governments envisage and the organization, this preliminary approach is crucial for actions on the field to try and encourage governments to act with military and other types of means. So the governments and all the countries must understand that and must act after seeing the very first signs so that they can save lives and they can support the population. And they can also implement other projects for fair uh, distribution of power. And another message is crucial. We need to, of course, prevent events from being exploited in different ways so that one does not forget and can prevent new genocides. Thank you very much.